Hey everyone, and welcome back to Coins Alert. This is Rich, making another movie about XRP today, as always. I hope everyone is having a great day today, no matter where they are in the world. Now we'll talk about XRP. This is the one-day chart again. Right now we're at $2.14. What about the 7-day chart? It shows that we are staying the same, with prices staying between $2.10 and $2.20. It looks a lot better than it did when we were below $2 last week. Today, Donald Trump even talked a little about taxes, but it didn't change anything in the crypto space. It's possible that the crypto market is now getting used to the new prices. Even though taxes are in place, it might be starting to level off. We need to wait and see what happens next, but it looks like we're going in the right direction again. I hope that nothing changes from here on out, except for us going up. A market analyst sees XRP going to $30. That's why they say between $27 and $30 in this market period. People who use XRP have known about that $27 price point since before 2021. Back then, some people said it was likely that XRP would reach $27 or more. They talked a lot about the 2017-2018 season. We are still following that run exactly. That means we go between $27 and $30 if the run goes as planned. Now you have to think about things like ETFs going live, institutions adopting them, a possible Ripple IPO, and so on. After that, we'll go a lot higher. A lot of people are still asking for 3 digits in this run. What could happen? I mean, everything that's going to happen for XRP is very good. Also, I like this post a lot. The price of XRP at $20 is too low, $25 is still too cheap, $33 is the start. You know, at $33, XRP passes Bitcoin as the most valuable cryptocurrency. The market cap for Bitcoin would change hands. That would change everything from then on. If that takes place, it's still only the beginning at $39.99. The breaking point is $44. It's $56 that changes the tide. $71 is the supercycle, and $100 or more is widespread recognition. You already know that XRP is very cheap right now. I still can't believe XRP is where it is right now. When I bought my XRP, I thought we would be around $8.12 by now. We're still around $2.50 though. This is a great chance to buy, because XRP keeps going when it starts. There is no other coin that does as well as this one. Today we can already see it happening. On the other hand, everyone wants a supercycle. A lot of people in the Bitcoin world, especially Maxis, I think are hoping for a supercycle. Their goal is for Bitcoin to reach around $200,000 USD. That doesn't seem like it has the drive to happen. And I don't think that can happen because Bitcoin is hacked so much. It would shock me to the core if it reached 150K. That would be the most unbelievable thing that could happen. It probably won't even go over 120K, but let's hope for the best. Now XRP could hit $100 or more during this run. I believe certain events must take place. I believe that for that to happen, the ETFs must be live, and acceptance by institutions needs to happen too. Expert Sense is telling people who own XRP that the price of XRP is not going to go to the moon because of the Ripple case resolution news. This is what I think will happen. He means that this is already priced in once the case is over. When that news comes out, I think the price will go up, but I think the real value will come quickly after the case is over. That's when the institutions will start to buy, which will keep driving up the price over time. That case does end on the day it does though. I am looking forward to a pump. Is a new all-time high going to happen? Most sure, but I think there will be a quick sell-off, and then the real value will show up soon after. This is from Melanor Tourette, for those who are interested. Paul Atkins hasn't sat down at the SEC Gov yet. He has to go through a few formal steps before he can start, such as getting sworn in and President Trump signing off on his position. Stay tuned right now because this could happen at any time in the next few days. Everyone is talking about the meeting on Thursday that was held behind closed doors. People say Atkins will make a big announcement on Thursday, but he doesn't even get sworn in until Friday and Thursday. Let's say it happens before Friday. I believe it will take him a little while to visit the SEC and settle things. After that, the big news will come out. However, he might be at the SEC this week. That means that next week we might finally hear that the Ripple vs. SEC case is over. I think that after that we'll start to see the ETFs go live. There are many folks who say it will happen by the end of April. Let us see what happens. Pundit talks about how much Ripple's XRP will be worth if it takes the place of Swift. It seems like everyone wants Ripple to take the place of Swift. He is saying that XRP will be worth more than $15,000 per token when it takes the place of Swift. After that, he talked about how XRP is broken up into smaller pieces called drops, and how Swift is really old-fashioned. But how long will this take? Right away, I think Ripple will take away 3 to 5% of Swift's business, or even more. If I'm being honest, I think it will take at least 2 years for Ripple to fully replace Swift. Depending on how quickly things change, it could even take 4 years. The banks will decide how fast it happens. If banks really start to move away from Swift and toward Ripple, it will happen much faster. We all know how banks work though. They take a long time to do things, unless they're losing money and people to the streets bank. During that time the XRP is likely to be in the 3-digit range, and it could even be between $200 and $300 per XRP starting right now. But I think it will take them 2 to 3 years to get to those much higher prices. There will be pressure on many of these institutions to leave Swift, if they are adopted by institutions, as these institutions will also use the banks. The bigger banks will borrow money from the smaller ones. If the smaller banks join first, they will have an advantage over the bigger banks. We don't know when this will happen yet. However, I would say that it will happen in the next 24 to 48 months. I believe things will change at that time. We will see higher prices for XRP in 2025, if things keep going the way they are now. It could happen much sooner though. The market could be about to become very volatile as ETH XRP and Doge all behave in strange ways. They say that things are beginning to change, and it looks like the charts have just shown that even ETH might have a way back to life. If ETH starts to move, everyone will be taking attention, since ETH is what usually marks the start of alt season. But this time ETH is not doing at all better than XRP. We only need the XRP ETFs now to go live. And I believe XRP will be the market winner. I believe it will lead us to the old season. As of the middle of the month, Uphold was still in place. However, the real action, from economic pressure to market moves, may only be just beginning. What is most likely to make crypto crazy this week? Please vote below. Changes in the market, the release of ETFs, macro pressures, trade wars and tariffs, and then other things. I think the trade wars and tariffs are the most important thing to keep an eye on right now. I know there will be more talk about tariffs this week, and I want to see how that affects the market. The market has responded to taxes several times in the past. If it doesn't do so again, I think we'll go up from here. And if the ETF news comes true, things will only get better from here on out. I'm very hopeful about where we're going now. Because I thought today when I heard Trump talk about taxes on TR, that things weren't going to go well. But the market did well. Wonderful. I mean, nothing important happened. XRP keeps going up and down. Up 5 cents, down 5 cents, and back up 5 cents. It's just going back and forth. I'm beginning to believe that the market is now ready. There is new proof that David Schwartz may have signed an NSA agreement not to talk about what they did. I made a movie over the weekend where I talked about that. Soon people said, we all know what David did at the end at the NSA, but no one knows what he really did there, because David is